All right. Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Chris Franks with Texas West Capital coming at y'all live here just a few minutes after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on Friday, the 15th of November, 2024. It's fight night for those of you, that plan on watching. We're going to have Tyson against Jake Paul. I think we're all kind of feeling the same way. Scripted, throw the fight, blah, blah, blah. Tyson loses. But we all want to see him knock him out. Knock Jake Paul out, right? I mean, are we all in agreement there? Some of us voted Democrat, some of us voted Republican, some of us didn't vote. But I think we can all agree that we want to see Tyson knock him out in the first round, right? Anyway, hopefully y'all are doing all right. Before we get going, make sure you hit the like, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow me, leave a comment, share the link, all that great stuff, guys. It takes 2 seconds to do. And it really does help me kind of reach more people out there as far as engagement goes. Again, do the same thing there on Wednesdays with our Beards and Bitcoin show that we have as well. If you haven't seen that, you guys should check it out. Wednesday mornings, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Same channel, same places everywhere. But my buddies from Arch Public, Andrew and Tillman, join me on that, and we discuss what's going on with Bitcoin, where we see it headed to the future potentially. Just trying to give you guys all the information. We may not be 100% correct, but we've got a lot of experience in a lot of different areas, TradFi and trading and markets and all this other stuff, mining. And so we just try to use all that to help you guys understand what's most likely the scenario for where Bitcoin is headed. But it's a lot of fun. We try to have fun. We try not to make it dull and kind of just, oh my God, we're all finance guys, so and economics guys, so it can get dull, if we don't try to keep it a little fun. But anyway, check that out there. Good to see y'all checking in here as well. Today, we'll talk about Bitcoin a little bit, but I think I want to focus a bit more on some altcoins because the question is, are we finally ready to be okay with alts? If you've been paying attention, you know that Cardano popped up over 100%. XRP rallied up as well. If you were with us, then, over at the Trading Academy, over TWC Trading Academy, then there's no surprise in either one of them going up. Matter of fact, XRP, I think, just hit our target, finally, our Wave 3 target. Cardano did go higher than we expected, but that's okay. It was, a bit more energy. That's okay. But, again, people get caught up in the narratives that they find online. And I want you guys to be careful when you start talking about fundamental reasons. Okay, guys? I want you to be careful with that because there's one thing that I've noticed in the last 30 years of doing this. And the reason why I really subscribe to technical analysis is even though you can still make emotional technical analysis decisions, right? But by the way, the more you actually learn, like properly learn how to do technical analysis, the less you are prone to that emotional manipulation as far as your technical analysis goes. But if you're newer and whatever, where you haven't really gotten it down yet and been real profitable with it yet, you can get caught up in it. But here's the thing I found. If you use fundamental analysis, it is really easy to try and make it say whatever you want it to make it say as far as what price should do. Okay. And again, this is the thing with like Ethereum, been a lot of really bad naysayers for Ethereum. Oh, it's getting, Solana's doing better than it. Everybody's there instead of there. What's going on there? Nothing going on there. Blah, blah, blah. Cardano. Oh, there's nothing going on there. Blah, blah, blah. XRP. Oh, and these, then when you get the sentiment really low, they usually end up taking off. And, that's kind of what we're seeing, right? So, it's just honestly, when you're coming into trading, especially if you're newer, fundamental analysis is a really difficult thing to get right consistently. It is really a difficult thing to get right consistently. And so, and the funny thing about that is the information you get in fundamental analysis is all things that have already happened, right? It's you can try to project things into the future, but that's no different than using a lagging indicator in technical analysis and try to project a future price, right? It's the exact same thing. So don't let fundamental analysis, knock you down about that. But when you use your technical analysis, right, there are ways, like, the things that we teach at TWC, where you can actually get an understanding of how and why markets actually move the way they do, which allows you to potentially predict, forecast price action in a way. Now, it's still the understanding that you're not going to get it correct all the time, right? We're human beings. We're going to screw up from time to time. It is what it is. But that's why, again, proper risk management is always taught and always pushed forward as the most important thing that you do day in and day out of your trading career. Okay. So with all that in mind here, let me see, what did Scott say? Your call on KRL killed it. I haven't even checked back on that, man. I haven't even checked back on that. Yeah, I don't even know. I'll take your word for it, though. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. So what's going on? I see who's here already. Murray, what's up? Data's here. Andrew, Sats, Scott, Soren, what's going on, buddy? Checking in from way on the other side of the water over there. Andrew says, how about XRP, huh? Almost exactly to my target, right? So far. We may even get a bit of an overextension on it. Let me see here. Data says, I'm able to talk myself into believing everything I come up with. I think we all are. We all are. What's up, Bamboo? Kimasabi. Mark, resident Canadian. He's in here. Mark is my favorite Canadian. Let me see here. Bamboo, what you got, buddy? He says, I hear recently talks about a top in the end of January, beginning of February. Personally, I don't see it that early. I think it's just engagement posting or trying to be a contrarian for the sake. Yeah, again, I don't see that as being what's going to happen. It doesn't mean it can't happen, obviously, guys, right? So, again, I always say, Peter Brandt, what he says, which is strong opinions loosely held, right? What does that mean? That means you have to have a strong enough opinion to actually get into a trade, but you have to be flexible enough to be cautious enough to understand that when there's a reversal happening, even if it's not where you think it should happen, that you're paying attention and you notice it, right? That you could be wrong with what you're thinking, right? So that's what that means. And that's always how I look at it. I mean, anything can happen, right? And so here's the other thing. The one thing I don't agree with Peter Brandt is he says that we're in the game of possibilities. No. We're in the game of probabilities. Anything's possible, guys. No matter how obscenely ridiculous you think it is, it's possible, okay? There's no guarantee, absolute guarantee that it can't happen, right? So I tend to look at probabilities. What is more likely than not to happen? And how much more likely is it? Say, unfortunately, with that, a lot of that comes in with experience, and that takes time. Right? Wisdom comes with age. Experience comes with time. And then that's part of being in trading, which again, we go back to tenet number one of trading, which is proper risk management is the most important thing you're going to do day in and day out as a trader. Because you have, if you understand the first part, what I just said there, which is it takes time to develop experience, right? It takes, things have to happen, right? Again and again and again for you to build experience. So if you accept that as a truth in life and in trading, then necessarily you have to have extremely proper risk management, because you're going to be at the beginning, while you're gaining that experience, you're going to make a lot more mistakes. You're not going to be patient enough. You're going to get too greedy. All these things, all these mistakes you're going to make, which happen a lot more at the beginning than they do later on. Okay. And so you have to have proper risk management so that you can protect yourself against those emotions that you're going to have. You're going to have, guys and gals. It is the way it is, okay? Does that make sense? So when we look at that, yeah, I mean, it's a possibility it could. But I'm also kind of looking at maybe there's, again, a lot bigger move coming in. And that's even without looking at, with fundamental stuff or whatnot. But again, the first thing we have to overcome is 100,000. That is the psychological level, right? So let me go ahead and pull up my my chart here. Let me see. I've got a little bit of update to the count. And let me pull up the right one. I guess we'll pull up this Coinbase one here. I just hit a button. I don't know what it did. Let me see here. Give me just a moment here, guys. I'll find it. There's the present button, the share screen, the window. It makes me go through 57,000 different kind of things here. No, that's not the right one. Where are we at? Sorry, guys. I'll figure it out. There it is. See, I keep way too many things open on the on my screen, even within the number of TradingView app browser windows open. Let me see. That's what I want to see. Ryan, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you checking in. Andrew says peanut. Bamboo says 100K doesn't seem like a blow off top, in my opinion. It really doesn't, right? Let me kind of pull this up here. Here we go. And then get me out the side there and stretch it out a little bit so we can get as much chart on the screen as possible. All right. So there we are there. Sat says, if it follows the 2020 Bitcoin move, it should hit 180,000 next month. Ain't nobody ready for 180,000 next month, man. Right? All right. So here's what I'm looking at, guys. So before we had this as a WXY down here, but then we were working with a lot of ABCs, WXY, ABC, right? So one thing I had talked about, if you guys, those of you who've been following me, might remember from back when we were over here doing this, was the possibility that maybe wave Y would print a triangle. Okay. And so that's what I've kind of reverted to at this time, because there was just so many ABCs, and, you know, we were looking like ABC 1, 2, WXY 3, really short 4, doesn't actually overlap. And then this huge overthrow, which, you know, we've gotten up so high, I'm just like, I don't think that's correct now. So I'm looking at this now as wave Y is an A, B, C, D, E triangle. And then what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4 is a triangle, and 5. So now we have a leading diagonal here and a wave 2. And now that wave 2 pullback, it's still kind of short, right? It's still on the shorter end, right there, just prior to the 38.2. But a lot of times, as I've tried telling you guys before, when you have a leading diagonal with a throwover, like this right here, where you get the price just shoots up above it and shoots back down, that pullback is usually only going to be around 38.2%. Okay? So with that in mind, it looks like we've got a 1 and a 2, and we're working on 3 here. Now, if that's the case, wave 3 has a minimum expected target here on the Coinbase Bitcoin USD chart of 105,522. What's going on here locally? So, you know, again, that's a minimum expected. But if we're popping through 100,000, there's a good chance we're going to overextend on that wave 3, on this wave 3. And we could hit 117.5 or even 139,725. Now, here's the interesting thing. So I've talked a lot of time about when we see this breakthrough, these psychological levels, like 100,000, right? So the most likely 2 ways that it happens is, one is it hits 100,000, that area there, and gets rejected, and you get a decent pullback, and then you get the breakthrough, right? Or you break through it with intent, with purpose, with impulse, you rally up, and then you pull back to test it as support. It's similar to the way I keep telling you guys about these low volume nodes, right? What happens on the low volume nodes? You rally up into them, right? Right here, you rally up into it, you pull back, you break out through it, you come back, retest it as support, and then you keep going, right? But until you run into it, you pull back, then you break out through, then you retest. So again, if you think of these important horizontal levels like the 100,000 level, that would be the same idea. Generally, that's what I would expect, would be either a rejection at around 100,000, a decent pullback, and then a big breakthrough, or a big breakthrough, pullback to retest, and continue on. So with that secondary thought in mind, then, if we did get some breakthrough, again, it doesn't make sense that wave 3 would stop at 105. I'm not saying it can't, but the pullback for a wave 4 after that means, let me see right here, means you're pulling back. Initial target is the 38.2 retracement, which would be right here in here, which would make sense. So we could still see it, okay? Be right here in this overlapping price action at 86,681. 50% would be here at the low volume node, around 84,000, right here in the fair value gap here on the daily. So I'm not saying it can't happen. It can. But if we were to get, say, a push up here to the 2618 overextension at 139,725, well, now your 100,000 comes back to that 105,000 area. 50% comes back to 96,626. So you could kind of drop in between them to the 100,000 maybe and hit that. So we'll see what happens. We want to keep an open mind as to what could be going on here, right? So that's kind of that's where I'm at this point. If we dive in locally here, let's see if we get this in here. Let's get that out of there. So what I'm kind of looking at here right now is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a really short pullback on the 2, but again, we've got an ending diagonal. A lot of demand coming up. It's a really short 2, but this is what I'm kind of working with at the moment. Get a 1 and a 2 there. We'll get 3, 4, and a 5. All right, let me put these together a bit here. All right, so potentially we have, again, 1, 2. So 1, 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we can break up on this chart here above this 91, 831, 25, then based on the height of this fourth wave pullback we're looking at here, that would get us right up there around 98,000 for that wave 5. All right. And so from here, this 1 and this 2, that also gets us just a bit of an overextension of the wave 3 target there. Gets right up there, almost at 100,000 there. And then we pull back here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So then we get a 38.2 pullback around 88,856, right where I've got that wave 4 there. And wave 5, if we get there, we can pull back to the 50%, which will push us a little bit higher, but it gets us right up around that 105.5, right? So this is kind of where I'm at locally here. This is what I'm looking at until it does something different. But again, if we get this wave 3 right here and this stuff doesn't overextend, I mean, because we could still get, this wave 5 to overextend here or even higher and get this wave 3 higher. It's always a possibility. But if not, we're looking to pull back then, as I said, toward that 88,000 area. Again, toward that same kind of 88,642. And then that would give us, without an overextension for wave 5, would give us a target up there of around 117,206, which is the 200% target off this 1-2 here. So, again, wave 3 is usually the 1618. Wave 5 is usually, and then you pull back. Wave 4 is the 100%, and then wave 5 is the 200%. That's how we kind of work with it. All right. So we're kind of watching this to see how this plays out. Now, if we break down below this swing low right here at 86, 220 and 50 cents, that's going to invalidate this ending diagonal here. And, in that case, maybe we get a flat correction, maybe of some sort. That would be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 back down here. We'd look to get around that area. If we're really kind of breaking down strongly below this wave circle 4 area here at 85,010, if we're really breaking down strong below that, we'll look here at this daily R2 pivot at 82,328. And then this kind of green demand structure here, it's basically about 78,460 to 79,750 or so. Those are two targets. And then obviously if it broke down, if it continued just ranking on down through that, we look here at the R1 pivot at 76,286. And then we'd have to figure out, okay, well, what's going on with the count? Okay. But we need this first thing to do is to break out above that 91,831 area to get us minimally up here to around, just around 98,000 on that. Okay. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. So then we have to go, okay, well, if this is the case, and it follows this, right? We get a 5 up here around 117 and 117.2. Is that it? Is that the end? Well, I mean, it could be. It could be, okay? That would end up getting us up here. We have a 3, we have a 4, gives us a 5 up here, right? But the other possibility is that this 5 really keeps overextending. And in that case, this just becomes a 1, and we'll get a 2 on that pullback, right, from 117 here. Say 117, some change there. Pull back down here. So then we look for a wave 2 pullback. But now we kind of, again, we break back down through 100. And I don't know, I don't really feel comfortable with all these back and forths across 100,000. Okay. Again, it's a strong, psychological level. If we break through it, it should hold until we're coming down, and that's it, right? But let's say we just follow with these minimum things, no overextensions really here. We just kind of do our minimal targets here. Well, we look 50% is 80,000. 61.8 gets you right around 74,000, the previous all-time high. So we could retest that all-time high. And if we do that, say as a wave 2, without overextending on this, we could see 307,000 as maybe a target as 5 waves up. Yeah, 117,000 could potentially be wave 5. It could potentially be, because it gives us, following these counts, right? It gives us, get all this out of the way here now. It would give us 5 waves up, based on this count here, from that wave 4 completion. It would give us 5 waves up above wave 3. And it's clearly would be above the height of, the target we give based on the height of wave 4, which is 94,874. So it could be, but that wouldn't be really a blow off top. Not that we absolutely have to have a blow off top, but, that's what usually happens with Bitcoin, right? But again, with everything coming in, with the hope that's there, the people are feeling for the regulations for crypto to kind of get pulled back. New accounting changes come into effect in January. making it really easy for companies to hold Bitcoin on their books in their treasury. If we look at the fact, I mean, especially if Trump continues to push this national strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? And we have other states looking, they're passing bills or trying to pass bills right now to require states, Pennsylvania was the latest one, to hold Bitcoin in their reserves, right? So, and then you have your ETF demand. Then you have, I'm really interested in the 13F filings that come next quarter to show who's collecting Bitcoin this quarter, right? Now that Trump's been elected and all that's happened. So, with all those tailwinds there, again, this could just simply be a wave 1 and a 2, and then 3, 4, 5 still to really overextend much higher to that blow off top, right? Vendetta says, if no blow off top, then we got to have a conversation with BlackRock. Yeah, really, right? Dan Bamboo says, I need a blow off top, otherwise I want to see the manager. You guys are too funny. Vendetta, yeah, no, I removed the lines there. That was just because we were zoomed in and we kind of zoomed out talking about other things. You can look back earlier in the show. Yeah, I was just kind of explaining the local count as we get to the bigger count and then the possibilities off that bigger count. Okay. Let me see here. Sat says commodities usually have wave 5 as the largest wave, and Bitcoin is often considered a commodity. Exactly. Yeah. The reason why commodities, in case you guys don't know, so what Sat said there is something I've been pretty vocal about for years. When it comes to Elliott wave, the thing we know is generally your wave 3 is your big wave. It's your biggest of your waves 1, 3, and 5, right? It's your participation wave. It's the point where people go, wave 1, people are like, oh, it's a dead cat bounce. Wave 2, they're like, see, told you so. And then it breaks out higher into wave 3, like, oh crap, I gotta get out of my shorts. I gotta get long. And it's the participation wave, right? Generally speaking, that's how it goes. Okay. But here's the thing. Commodities, most often your wave 5 is your participation wave. It's usually your largest wave of waves 1, 3, and 5. And it is because people jump into commodities when they're fearful usually. You're fearful of famine. You're fearful of war. You're fearful of whatever natural disaster, of a shortage of something, right? That's why you buy in. So wave 5s in commodities are often the largest wave because it's the epitome of the fear. If you're worried about war coming and the dollar going to crap because of it, if you were worried about that, you'd buy the hell out of gold, right? Generally speaking, that's what people do, right? But we're Bitcoiners. We buy Bitcoin, right? But hell, we buy Bitcoin anyway. But that's usually the explanation there. Now, when it comes to everything else, generally speaking, right? When you get to like your, so like when we go here and we look at our wave degrees here, right? When you're looking up here around the super cycle or greater, even the cycle sometimes, but usually super cycle or greater, the 5th wave becomes the big wave instead of the 3rd wave. Why? Because you have a 5th wave of a 5th wave of a 5th wave of a 5th wave all coming together in that, continuing to extend it up. And so, when you get to those larger degree, that kind of thing, the super cycle, then you can look for wave 5 and your other things to kind of be the largest. Let me see here. BB's channel says, has the DXY been brought up? Will it be? Apologies, just got in. Yeah, we'll look at it here in a minute. We'll look at it. But yeah, so when we're looking at Bitcoin, understand that 117 could be the top, technically, right? A technical top. I think Fibbo has it around 118 on his larger time frame system. So it'd be right around that same area. But it doesn't have to be. Remember, it doesn't have to be. It could be just wave 1 of 5. Now, the other crazy thing, and I'm not going to really get in deep here. I went over this with our Elliott wave session yesterday. That's what Sats was talking about. So the idea here is that we have this current count. I've got this up here out of the way, but we've got it kind of like this, right? We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're working on 5. But what if? What if this is 1, 2, and this is 1, 2? Now things start getting interesting, right? Now this is I had this as a 1, 2, 1, 2 back when we were still building this up, if you guys remember. I don't know that it is, but I want to keep it in mind just in case price continues to take off higher as a possibility, because, but you know, right here, wave 3 is just shy of the 1618, which is usually what we look for wave 3. And then again, as I've talked to you guys about it, the low on that wave 4 pulls back just shy of the 38.2 at 49,000, right? So, I mean, we're well within where we would usually expect a 3 and a 4 to be. So that's why this is still the primary, you know, kind of look that we have here. But damn, what if this is 1, 2 and this becomes 1, 2? If that's the case, this is 1, 2, and this would be 1, 2 of this 1, 2, 3, which becomes, you know, would be 1, 2, and then that bigger 3 up here of that 3. Long story short, if this was a 1, 2, 1, 2 right here, we'd be looking up around 700,000 for a top. Okay. So, you know, just kind of keeping some options in mind, depending on how it plays out. Okay. I'm not sitting here saying right now, oh my God, it's going to 700,000. No, I'm saying, hey, listen, we got to keep our, you know, possibilities open. Again, strong opinions loosely held, right? Right now, my strong opinion is the count we have, right? And then we'll look to see if it's 5 or if it's just wave 1 of 5, which gets us up, of course, a bit higher there as we saw. But all of these together say price higher. And that, I think that's the one thing that people miss when they look at Elliott Wave, right? So people that don't know Elliott Wave, they come in, they're like, oh, I'm going to use Elliott Wave. I'm going to learn it so that way I know exactly where price is going. No, you rarely know exactly where it's going, but you get a good idea. And more importantly, is you get some understanding of what the trend is. Because here's the thing, folks, as long you can play clunky all day long, just get into an uptrend and hold till you get toward the top of the uptrend, right? Get into a downtrend and hold till you get toward the bottom of the downtrend. You spend all this time trying to figure out where exactly the top, you know, the high point and the low point are, when all you really need to do is lock in this, right? Or lock in some of this. And then this happens. And then go up again. Okay, lock in some of this. That's really all you need to do to be successful. Whatever time frame you're on, right? This is obviously the daily time frame. But if you want some real talk about trading and investing and all this kind of stuff, guys, that's the real talk. A lot of guys out here are going to get you and try to tell you, oh yeah, we can get the tops and bottoms all the time. It's silliness. It's silliness. You're not going to get it all the time. You're going to get it sometimes, or pretty close to it sometimes. But most of the time, you're not going to get it. So here's the way you got to think about it. If most of the time you're not going to be able to get the exact top or the exact bottom, then maybe you should focus on just making sure you're locking in profits that you're getting, right? Look back at your situation as a trader over the years, or however long you've been in, and be honest with yourself. How many times did you look at that and go, damn it, I should have gotten out. If I'd gotten out, I would have had profit, but here I am losing money because it pulled back against me now. And I still didn't get out when it's pulling back against me, and now it's below where I entered. How many times that happened? Be honest. It happened so many times for me when I first started learning, first few years. Because I didn't get it figured out. I was trying to get these exact tops, these exact highs, these exact lows. I was trying to get my stop loss as close up my rear end as I could. It was stupid. I was creating my own losses. Okay? But think about it seriously. If you're honest with yourself, every single one of you are going to be, you should be able to remember multiple times where that's happened, where you were like, oh, maybe it like didn't just, maybe it stopped just short of your target, right? And you had good profit, but you're like, oh, it's going to get there, just a few measly dollars. And then it like tanks back against you. And then you don't get out, right? Because you're like, now all you can think about is you're losing money from where you should have got out, where you thought about getting out, right? So you can't get out now. And it keeps dropping against you until it drops below where you entered. And now, not only did you not get out where you were telling yourself you should have gotten out, where you could have locked in profit, even just shy of your target. Not only did you not get out on the pullback where you still could have locked in profit, but you end up getting out where you lost money, or worse yet, you just let it liquidate you. Come on, raise your hand if that's happened to you. It happened to me numerous times. It sets the basis for why I teach trading the way I do. Your number one goal as a trader is to lock in profits consistently, not to knock home runs, not to get the absolute high or the absolute low. It's to learn to lock in profits consistently. If you can do that, then you can start refining from there. But if you cannot do that, you have no chance, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. You have no chance, okay? Let me see here. Seth says, as you say, I started taking profit on PLTR in the 40s, and that thing hit 64 today. It hit our target today, didn't it? For those of you that don't know, I'm going to bring up, this will probably be the only stock chart I'll bring up here. If you guys have been following me for a while, Andrew, I think Andrew knows. You guys are going to have to help me out with this, but I think we started talking about PLTR as an entry back there around $6, $7, $8, $9 back in here, right? And I think we were doing it on live stream here, right? So this has been the count. This has been the work. There we go. We just hit our target up here. Our target's at 64.71. We hit 65.33 today. So I'm officially out of PLTR today. It could still go higher. It could still, but damn it. It's been a great run. It's time to take profits, right? PLTR, by the way, if you wonder what the little boost today is, they're switching from the NYSE to the NASDAQ, I believe, is what's going on today. Matter of fact, I can check here. No. Yeah, moving to the NASDAQ. So that's what's kind of going on with there. Yeah, Andrew. Here's Andrew saying at $7 on PLTR. Yeah, that's when we're talking here. So, you know, if you were watching back then and you bought in, you held till now, congratulations. We did well. We end up getting our target. Like I said, it could still go up higher, but I'm not even worried about it at this point. When you're talking about that $7, $8 area, up to $64, basically, you know, up there, that's a pretty big move, right? And that's in, I don't know, that was February or so, maybe Q2 or so, Q1 or Q2 of 23. You know, not quite 2 years later, maybe about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half later. Didn't have to think about it though. Just let it go. Just let it go. So yeah, works out really well. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump to some charts I've got here, guys. So I don't remember if I've talked about it here on this show or maybe on Scott's show on a Wednesday, but I had talked about this one before. It looks like we've probably got a wave 4 pullback here, 38.2. If it continues to pull back, we'll look at the 50% at $10.48 or so. But it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would then get us a 5 from right here, from this low. Will give us a wave 5 at around a pattern target based on the height there of $16.47. Let me see if we can do this. 16.47. And if it happens to pull back here to the 50%, we get it just a bit higher out there, around this $17.04 area. Now, of course, these are just Oops, 17.94 Of course, these are just, pattern targets based on, Elliott wave here, based on the pullback, the height of wave 4. So it could overextend. But generally speaking, we're looking for 5 subwaves up off a swing low into the previous swing high area. So the all-time high is over here. It's not here. This was the drop day. This is when it was added to the market, so we don't look at that. We start down here and we go, well, 1, 2, well, A, B, C, 2 here, right? And so we're coming up here. So it looks good still there, looking for a reversal, potentially from around this area we're at right here to continue up. APT, USDT there. Tau is another one I've had. Again, we're not going to use the first part here, so we have them move down, and now we're looking up, right? So we get 1, 2, 3, looks like flat as a 4. You can see we pulled back about 50%. And so based on the height here, then, we have a wave 5 target up there at $944. And you can see that's right around the EQ of this supply structure here, what we would consider a supply structure. Okay. So as far as Tau goes, I think we've got some continuation up here. Forward, we got a nice impulsive breakout, nice big candle, large candle spread, large spike of volume on the breakout through that resistance. Rejected the pivot, pulled back to test the resistance to support, rallied up, pulling back here. So ultimately looking for it to continue the rally and head back up. This could be a flat correction playing out here. So you get like a 1 with an A, a B, and a C here. And as you can see, 5 waves up will get us pretty close toward that projected target. So if it was to rally from where it's at right now, if this was 1, and then we have A, B, C as a flat correction, 5 waves up is 895.90. So just a bit short of that 944 target area. But again, you could see wave 3 overextend there, okay? So that one is looking good there. Let me see here. Bamboo said, what? Total 3 could be closing on the 2-week for the first time this cycle above the Ichimoku cloud would be a very bullish sign for alt. So there you go. There you go, right? Ethereum. Again, I think what we have here is a 1 and a 2, and then a leading diagonal is a 1, and then a 2 here. Stop just shy of my wave 3 target, just shy of the 1618 here. So if wave 3 is done, that means we'd be looking for wave 4 just about there at 2980.59, or right into the low volume node and this daily fair value gap right here, right there, 2850.24. And then we'll look for the movement up, right? And so what does that get us? The 38.2 pullback gets us 3765.80. 50% pullback gets us 3872.83 or so. And that's just shy. Yeah, see, just shy of the minimum expected wave 3. So I think we're probably getting overextension here closer toward this 4017 area on there. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at there on Ethereum. So just looking for this reversal to happen, right there at the 38.2 or right there at the 50% to get that move on up toward, basically toward $4,000 is what we're looking at. By the way, breaking out above 3973.73 adds confidence to this wave 5, which has a minimum expected target up here of 65.48. Minimum expected. Yeah, let me see here. SLP USDT daily. I think we've got a 1 with a flat as a 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. So then a leading diagonal with a 1 and then a 2. And it looks like we might have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here pulling back. What's that pullback right now? You can see that this is the daily stochastic RSI is just now resetting into oversold. RSI is curled up here, looking back toward neutral here. Got the SMA coming down toward it. This is just beyond a 78.6 pullback. So the wave circle 3 has a minimum expected target here of 0.005. If this is an interior 1-2 to this point here, I mean, that almost gets us right up to that. So that's where we're looking. The larger degree, Roman numeral 3, has a minimum target here and a wave 5 here, but this is the interior. This is wave 3 of wave 3. So we're going to overextend, likely getting up closer here. Let's see. If we just get a 38.2 pullback there, right at the top of the low volume node, though it could hit the 50% in the middle of that. But yeah, minimally, we should be looking for this wave 5 of 3 target here around 0.00606. And then we get a 4 on the pullback, and then we get a 5 up here. And again, that gives us 5 waves up around the previous swing high, which is what we look at. Here's another trade we're in. It's been a great trade here. Got in on the breakout. After the breakout here. On that move up, you can see where the stop loss. You see where the entry is right here at $4 and whatever it is. Is that 22.80? Well, I'll just click on here and 422.80. Yeah, stop loss at 37.37. Looks like we're doing a ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, A, maybe a B here, and a C heading up to wave 5. By the way, I pulled this up here on when I was doing a class. So initial target is right here, which gives us a 4.61R on our entry there. But minimum expected target up here at $6 and basically 50 cents. But based on the height of this wave 4 here, we could see it potentially rallying up here to $8.08. So initial target right there around $6.50 or so. Secondary target up there at around $8. ADA. So this is one that until recently, we were tracking on a daily basis. Okay. And so this was the count that we kind of had working. Like I said, it went higher than we thought it was going to do here. So we've got it actually as a 1-2, and then I've got it as a 1-2 here, and then a 1-2. So now this locally becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we were looking at 3 potential pullback areas. We kind of came short with it here between these two. We're breaking out higher. So that means that based on the height of that pullback, we're looking around 76.59 as the target here. And so if we can reach that, remember, it's just a pattern-based target, but right here we've got 1, 2. So let's look at that. So we've got a 1 here and a 2. We may only get here to 72 because we've got a 1, 2. We're working on 3 here. Well, we'll probably get up a little bit higher there. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, we got to see, does this continue pushing up in wave 3 or does it start pulling back? But off this right here, we've got a 1 and a 2 there. By the way, notice we rallied up off this hourly pivot. A, B, C here. It looks like a WXY potentially. But again, we're doing 1, 2 here. Working our way up. Is wave 3 done here? If it is, because it's hit the minimum 1618, 63.34 or 61.50 would be our targets. 38.2 and then the 50%. That 38.2 would get us at around almost 74 cents. 50% pullback there would get us 75.32 just prior to this pattern-based target up here. So yeah, we can be looking at that. But I've just got that as a wave circle 3 at the moment. Actually, let me get in here. Yeah, no, see, it's still kind of. It could potentially be, this could actually potentially be wave circle 3 if we're zooming in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. See, but I think it's better 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this could potentially be this wave 3 instead of being circle 3. Could be this 3 up there. But nonetheless, it should get to that same target area before pulling back. But yeah, zooming in here to beyond the daily there, you could make an argument maybe this is 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and this is 5. Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to go ahead and change that while I'm thinking about it. So this will give us this 3 here. How does that pullback look now, though? I mean, still almost a 38.2. I can go with that. Worst case scenario is it goes higher and we can revert back to this other count. But I think based on zooming in here, I think we're going to look at that. Get us a 4 there. Work on 5 of this 3 here. Yeah. Changes up a degree. All right, so something like that. So yeah, overall, it'll be a 3. We'll get a 4 on the pullback here again, probably down toward these lows, and then 5 up higher, closer to these this swing high, this previous swing high. Again, giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up around the previous swing high, right? Let me see here. Let's see here. BB's channel, you've been following me since 2020 and Bitcoin was 5K. Man, those were the days, right? Think about that, man. 5,000 and now we're looking at almost 100,000 on Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. Here was my count. We update this daily in at the Trading Academy. By the way, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's a great place to spend money. $97 a month right now gets you an all-access pass to everything I teach you in group coaching, which is what we've been doing for years now at $4,000 a year. Trying to make this, affordable for most people, right? So we're doing that. You get access to Fibbo's threshold theory and learn how to use his system and get his updates with that. Plus, you get access to our TWC Traders Club, which is doing extremely well, up hundreds of percent since we launched about 2 months ago. And that'll get my trades. It'll get Fibbo's trades. It gets Andrew. You see him in here. Andrew Bennett will get his trades. And you get Vince's trades as well. And, those are everything from, Fibbo's got a mechanical system that he uses that you can use at shorter, longer time frames. I tend to be much more swing trade related when I do it. Vince is very much usually a more day trade, more of a day trader. And Andrew kind of does the day trading and also with the swing trading as well. And we do stocks and we do crypto in there. So you get all that for $97 a month, y'all. It's crazy. Go to group coaching, the number 1.texaswestcapital.com. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put it in here so you guys got it here. Let me see here. It's absolutely crazy why you wouldn't sign up for at least a month, right? For everything that you could learn there. I'm just going to put this up here on the screen, guys, for anybody that might be interested in jumping on that. All right. I think I got it on there. Let me see. There we go. Yeah. Groupcoaching1.texaswestcapital.com. And you guys can jump on it if you're interested in jumping in. Like I said, I mean, geez, for just a year or just a month, it'd be absolutely crazy not to, right? Let's see here. Mike, you are set, buddy. You are still set for a while. Yeah. You don't even have to think about it, bud. You're good to go. What'd you say, Mark? You will make the money back in 1 month. Well, I wouldn't say that. Some people have. I just got somebody just left a review. As a matter of fact, last night, they've doubled their portfolio in the first year with us. And that's starting at nothing, at zero, and learning. And they've done that. So it's been pretty crazy. Mr. Johnson, what's up, buddy? He says, Andrew does it all. That's right. We keep him chained. You know, you see the old elephants at the carnival thing where they have the big chain around their leg. That's what we do with Andrew. Whoosh, work, boy, work. What'd you say, Sats? I followed Andrew on a trade and made enough for the whole year of TWC. Well, there you go. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Let me see here. Do you use a blockchain? See, this is why Mark's my favorite Canadian. He's got all the jokes. Anyway, yeah. So, again, looking at wave 3 here, as you can see, we're just shy of that wave 3 target we had on XRP. So if you were with us and you got in down here around wave 2, I mean, price has rallied how far? Not even, let's say not even at the below there. Let's say we at the close there, maybe at this one, right? You're still up 82.3% in just just a week or two. Absolutely crazy trade there. But yeah, looking at this like a what I'm looking at this is like a 1-2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this was our initial target, but we could hit the secondary target up here at 1.01080. Yeah, 085. Or maybe even on a big overextension, maybe even here on 1.08441. But XRP is looking good at the moment for it. Show the XRP Bitcoin weekly chart. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, come on. Trading View might not want to let me do. Come on here. What are we doing? Trading View. Oh, wow. It's not even giving me the option to do it. They must be having a glitch on their end at the moment, guys. I'll try and bring that up if it lets me here. Let me see here. What'd you say, Mark? We learn and we have fun doing. Always my source of joy on a Friday being here with you all. Listen, so here's the thing, guys. Oh, there we go. Look, finally came up. Those of you that don't know me, I mean, like really know me, here's my thing. I do this because I enjoy helping people learn this because it's been so great for me. But I don't do it for you. I do it for me. I enjoy the feeling that I get when you learn and you figure it out. You're like, oh my God, and it clicks, and you get that same feeling I got when I figured it out. That's why I do it. But so, at the end of the day, if you come in, I'm willing to do everything possible I can to help you become the absolute best trader you could possibly be. Hopefully better than me. I want all of y'all to be better than me, because it doesn't do anything to me if you are, right? I don't lose out on anything. I still trade really well. But again, for me, what I would get from that is amazing. So, I mean, when you come in, become a part of it. Talk to the members. We got some of them in here right now talking with us. Talk with them, discuss with them, throw ideas out there, ask questions. That's why I have things set up the way I do, guys. It's really about you learning. Number one, that's what it's about. It's about you learning. And as long as you're actually putting the effort in and really trying and going through the course stuff and asking questions, when you go through the course stuff and you do it, then you have questions. I love to help. I'm all about it. But, if you come in and you don't put forth that effort and you don't do all those things, well, it is what it is. You're going to have to do whatever, you're going to do. But I'm telling you now, the best way to learn is to get in there and communicate with these guys, talk with them. Some of these guys like Sats and a few others have been with us for years and years. We've been in business going on 7.5 years now. We're not some crypto group that is all over the internet there with people acting the fool. It's a legit trading education company, guys. We've got an EIN. We pay our taxes. We have a DBA as well as our business name. I mean, it's all there. So if you're serious about learning to trade, if you're tired of all the nonsense, if you're tired of the way that people have promised you this, and that at the end, come join us. All I'm going to promise you is I will bust my rear end to help you be the best trader you can absolutely be, but I'm not going to force you to do it. It's like anything else in life. You have to step up and be serious about it and put the time and effort into it so that you can become successful. It's not going to happen if you just sit there. Okay, guys? That's the best way I can put it out there. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to be a millionaire trader overnight or next week. I'm not going to tell you you're going to double your portfolio next week or even in a year. We have people that do that. We have people that have been in at the right times and done the right things and doubled their portfolio in a month. But that doesn't happen with everybody. But if you want to learn the skills, if you want to actually understand, if you want to be able to look at the chart and understand why price is moving the way it is, I'm going to teach you the hell out of that. And we're going to teach you how to take advantage of it. Okay? Nathan, what's going on, Nathan? I have so much left to learn. The chart updates are so helpful on a daily basis. Yeah, and those are what they're there for you to do, right? What do I think of the USDT daily? Dominance chart there. Let me see here. I don't think I have one. Let me make one here. I didn't even do the US. All right, let me do the XRP Bitcoin one here. Something went wrong. Yeah, there's the error. All right. I'm going to catch up to some of these requests, okay, guys? I won't be able to get to them all, but I'm going to do my best. You talking about this double bottom right here? You said on the weekly, huh? Yeah. You're talking about this right here. I love this weekly, guys. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an ABC. I love this. Minimally, you should be looking at 100 to 123%. So 1186 to 1355. That's if this is just corrective ABC here. If this is 1, 2, 3, you should be looking minimally up here at 1681, secondary target at 2086 on XRP BTC. I like that it looks so clean. The count looks so clean here on the weekly here. 1, 2, again, 3, 4, 5. And this is actually not an ABC. It looks like it's a ABCW, X, AB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, CY here maybe. But nonetheless, deep pullback right here into this weekly demand structure right here. Again, hitting the EQ almost perfectly there. And by the way, you'll learn how to do this. If you think this is just wicks in certain areas of wicks, it's not. It's a couple of different things. My demand and supply structures I draw on here, okay? If you want to learn that, it's in there. When you join in, just go to the group coaching. I'm sorry, the group, can't say it here. The group coaching, the learning tracks, go to the price action one. And the first tab in that space is a list of every class that I've taught over the last few years. We do that with the price action, with the Wyckoff, and with the Elliott wave, and kind of tell you what charts we're looking at, and we'll give you a description of what we did in there, so you can search through it. Use the search function. But anyway, if you go to that and you go to the, you reorder it by the furthest date out. It was one of the first ones that I taught, the first month or two that we did it a few years back. But it'll teach you exactly how to do the, how to properly do the price, what do you call it? Demand and supply structures. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I like how that's looking there. USDTD dominance. And what was the question on that? Sarang, please take a look at my super chat above. Oh yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it, buddy. I'll definitely take a look at that. Sabrical, I'm sure I'm just absolutely butchering that. I apologize. It says, what do you think of the USDTD on the monthly? Okay. On the monthly. To me, you see here. So if I'm looking at this, it's 3 waves up. So it's going to be a 1 and a 2. Let's take this out to bigger kind of things here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. You can't have this overlapping in a wave 3. All right. Here's a couple of possibilities. Let's do this. Okay. Let's say this is corrective here, okay? This could be an A, and let me just change the color on so you know it's a different count. This could be A and B, right? 9.42, 9.49, yeah. And then we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be a C. Now the problem with that is this looks like corrective here, A, B, C, which means we'll drop down further, which means this probably wouldn't be that, at least not like that. It's possible. Okay. The other possibility for that, let's just go with the ABC here. All right. It's possible this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives us a 1 and a 2 there. Okay. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give us a 3. ABC gives us a 4. And 2.65 would be the pattern target based on the height of this pullback. So I would look minimally, probably around that 2.65 there. And if you look at where that takes you, let me draw a line here and then look left. I'm really a big proponent about looking left, guys. Look at where that would take you. We're at that previous support level here. Right here. About halfway through the body of this, I'll of this monthly candle right here. So really strong area to hit. So I would say minimally, we could be seeing a flat correction kind of playing out here with an ABC down for A, ABC up for B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, get a 5 down there. Based on the height of this, we'd be looking for that 2.65. All right? That makes sense? Let me see here. Let me see. What'd you say, Nathan? Elliott Wave has been a game changer for me. Well, you know, the greatest thing about it is without Elliott Wave, you believe that price action's random or that it's, you know, predicated by some algorithm or something, right? Some mysterious algorithm that the market itself uses, which it doesn't, okay? It's just this movement between just based off humans and the way that they react and act. Let me see here. Where is that super chat there? There's Sarang. What'd you say there? Can you take a look at AVAX and FTM on the daily? I want to know where I can buy some if Bitcoin corrects to 84K. Well, thank you for the money, dude. I appreciate that. AVAX and FTM, huh? All right. Do I have I do have an AVAX here. All right. Currently, the way I'm looking at AVAX right now is possibly as a leading diagonal with the wave 2. So this gets us like a 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4 and a 5, and then this ABC pullback here, which is a pullback of about just beyond 50%, right? All right, the S1 pivot is perfect kind of pullback there. If in that case, wave circle 3 has a minimum expect target of 56.40, this may be wave 1 of 3 finishing out here. Whoops. So if that is what it is, we'll look for it to pull back. It's pulled back right here into the lower volume node, 38.2. We're trying to look maybe at the 50% here at 29.11 would be where I'd want it to see. So this could be potentially an A, a B, and a C in progress here. I don't know that I think I can do it like that. So my initial thought is this. My initial thought is wave B potentially in progress here, pulling down toward a minimum of the 50% retracement level. And if we get that, well, that's going to overextend wave 3 here up to 83.65. Okay. Now, obviously, it can pull back further here, the 61.8. So I'm looking like right around $29. Beyond that, we'll look at the 61.8. It's $27 or so, and then the 70.5 at $26. Those would be my targets I'd look for on the pullback. Like I said, right now, it looks like it's potentially done with A right around the 38.2. B rallies up here a bit, and then C would look for that pullback toward that 29 kind of dollar area there. And then we'd look for that rally to continue up higher. Like I said, if we get that, this is a 1 and a 2, that becomes this wave 3 then overextends up here to around $83 instead of $56. So I think that would be a pretty decent trade if we can get that. So right now we just want to see, do we get the rally up and then the rejection and then bring back down toward this area, one of these areas down here to get in. What we would look for is when we rally up and do phase B and then wave B and then we drop down below wave A and continue down, what we're looking for then is a breakout above that wave B pullback to kind of signal, okay, wave 2 is likely complete. Wave 3 is likely in progress, again, up here toward 68.43 for this wave 3 from just that expected 50% pullback. So, but we need that to happen, right? There's no, there's no silver crystal ball, whatever out there that tells us that we know this is definitely what's going to happen. But based on the structure here, that's what I'm looking for right now to kind of say that's what it's looking at. And then you said what? FTM? Let me see here. FTM, FTM, FTM. Let's see here. What did it say? Beach Tanya Daisy. Oh, hey, you're welcome. I appreciate that you appreciate the charts. Just trying to do a little something here, right? Kind of take a look at these because everybody's been so, so upset about alts and whatnot. It's good time to look at them, right? Let me see here. FTM daily. I mean, if I'm zooming out, I mean, my first, especially if we zoom out to the weekly to start with, I mean, that's a ABC. It's an ABC. So I think we're looking at a leading diagonal overall. I know you said daily, but let's start out here with the weekly. I think we've got a leading diagonal in progress. But, again, it could be WXY as a correction, right? And coming back down below here. So we really need the breakout above the swing high over here at right around $1.2289. We have to break out above that to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Until then, that could still be an ABC here or a WXY. But I think it looks constructive overall. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. So let's kind of start zooming in now. Nope, not quite. We got it. Well, yeah, it looks like locally here we've got an A, a B, and a C. Just gonna throw something on here real quick, which means we've got to break out above this swing high here at 96.57. That would be your first real clue that we're probably building the diagonal. We got to get above that. Locally here again, zoom into the daily now. What is this? And this looks like an ABC here. So yeah, if I'm looking at this, this looks like this could be an ABC, A, B, C. No. This is a flat correction right here. 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So A, B, C potentially there. Yeah, okay. This one a little bit more difficult what I'm seeing here. 5. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming out of that. So I'd probably look at this first. There's a good chance that might be nearing done on that pullback. This is pretty clearly just 3 waves up. So it looks like maybe like a 1, A, B, and C is a flat here locally. as we're doing this. Yeah, I could see that potentially breaking down toward the 60.5 cent area here. 70.5% retracement. Right now, that's the S1 pivot on the hourly. I could see a pullback into there. It gets us kind of into this fair value gap here on the 6 hour as well. Yeah, we'll see if we can get that breakdown further into that. But again, I think overall, it's a 38.2 pullback there. Not overly confident on this one at the moment. Again, I can see this pulling back down here toward that 70.5, or even the S1 pivot here. Because, again, we've got kind of like this breakout through the R1, and then if we're dropping through the pivot, that makes that just kind of like a generic area, not really like a resistance or support level that we're looking to hold. Here's one possibility. We may still be working on wave A of this next move up. I mean, I'm pretty confident that what we're seeing is what we've got here is this leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we look at that, then based on that, let's see this here. Based on the height of the pullback here, we could see it potentially targeting around $3.21. Again, gives us 5 waves up right around the previous swing high, which is what we're always looking for. But initial target, would potentially be this kind of area right here, maybe the $1.70 or so. So that would be my initial target, but I think we'd probably head up here. But locally here, what we could be seeing is 1, 2, 3, and then A, B, C, D, E as a rare megaphone pattern or a inverse symmetrical triangle, inverse. So yeah, initially I would look for the pullback toward maybe 60.5 cents here, maybe even the S1 pivot. But if we're dropping below that, I think this ends up being oh damn, actually. Well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we could look like this. We go A, B, C. Oh, hit the wrong one. A, B, C, D, and then we get an E just somewhere below that. I'm flowing that. So if I'm looking for pullbacks here, I'm looking for the pullback at least to the 60.5 cent area. Potentially the S1 pivot right here around 56 cents or so, a little bit above that, right around that. And then if it continues down below this swing low, I think we're probably looking at this right here. So this could be one with a flat here, and then into that. See, it's your 1618. So yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at F5 going in there. Oh, man, nope. Take that one more down there. Yeah, if I'm looking at that right now, this is what I'm thinking we're looking at. But overall, again, if I move up, but this could be printing a flat here, or a triangle here heading up. But overall, minimum target probably about $1.70. Target based on the height there, right there, around $3.21. All right. Let's see here. Let me see. Yeah, Mike, exactly, buddy. For any trader, your core focus should be on risk management. If you don't do that, you are just gambling. 100%. 100%. Sarong, I wish I could be a little bit more sure about what's going on here locally, man, but really kind of iffy on it. We could even be seeing, I mean, if I'm looking at this could maybe even be maybe even like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this becomes wave A, right? This could even be wave A here. And then wave C, of course, having initial target there. Matter of fact, I think that's probably a better way to look at it. I think it's probably a better way to look at it. Even though we have a short wave 3 and all, but this is such a large kind of structure here, here, that I think, at least for now, that would probably be the better way to look at it. Yeah. Definitely welcome, man. Let me see here. I'm going to have to go in a few minutes here, but let's see. I see file by a few people. Filecoin. Oh, Filecoin just continuing to be Filecoin. For those of you that haven't been paying attention, I have updated the count as potentially a 1-2, 1-2 here. We're still just kind of hanging out around the lows at the moment. Let me see here. Is that pullback? Let's see here. Is that too short to be a 3? Yeah. Higher there. Swing low is here. So we should have at least kind of a 1-2, right? Yeah, let's change to this. What's this pullback here? Looks like 5 down. I think that has to be a flat there. Or it could even be a flat like that. And then here, there's a swing low here, 33,636, 33,620. I don't think we make that even with this as a flat here. 36,935, yeah. But yeah, it's just not going to make it either way on that. Where's the swing low here? 32.06, 31. So it's this one. I mean, damn. This local stuff is a real pain in the rear end. But I mean, if I was to look here, one would have to end here. I have to end here, actually. And then we'd be looking at maybe a WXY. So 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down. Might have to zoom into something lower than the 10-day or the daily to kind of figure out what we got going on here. All right. Well, okay. So, yeah, no. Really kind of just a crappy look at what we got going on here. Ooh, wait a minute. What if we do the same thing we did with Bitcoin? What if wave Z becomes a triangle? That might have to be the solution here. So you'd have your A, your B, your C, your D, and your E. It might very well have to be a triangle. It's the only thing that makes sense with all these threes, all these overlapping threes. So that would get us then the Z of 2 all the way over here. And then 1, 2. How far do we get up for 3 there? Yeah, we got more than enough for 3 here. Okay. All right. Hold on. I think we got it. So it'd have to be a 3 here. So it'd have to be a 4. Looks like 3-wave pullback there. Just got to break out right here above $4.2634. We're almost there. Based on the height of that pullback for wave 4. 52,884, so $5.28.84 would be where we'd be looking. See, sometimes it takes a moment because these triangles at the end of a WXY or WXYXZ are definitely legit, but they're rare, right? They're rare, so we usually don't think about them. So then when we think about it, we're like, oh, wait a minute, what if we do that? And that's, again, with all those 3-wave overlaps here, that seems like the best way to look at that. Oh, man, look at that. So if we can get that one there in a rejection there at that target, wave 2, minimum, well, initial target, be 50% at $4.11 or so, right here at this previous resistance support level here. Look all the way across here. So that would be our initial target. And then a reversal from there. We have to get through all these, but if we do all these things, we don't overextend, we go any further, that would give us 3 up there at $9.22. And it looks like 5 up there at around $11.15, which gets us 5 waves up, right around the previous swing high. So the price action really kind of sucks down there. If it's gonna fit, I think that's how it fits. If this is a wave 2 here, finishing out, I think it finishes out as a triangle there, and then we head up. So yeah, that's where we're kind of looking there. But anyway, oh man, I do need to do turbo. I know Brian Riley asked about that there at the beginning, and then I've got to get out of here. I'm already running a little bit late here, but turbo USD. Okay. Yeah, I'm you know, Filecoin is still, you know, we're trying to figure it out. But if the larger count is correct, then I think that's probably the way that we're going to have to look at it. I think it's probably the best count coming into it. But this, you know, with especially with charts like that, guys, that's why it's so important that you understand proper risk management and you know how to do it, and you do it every single time. The one time you decide that you're not going to do it, that's probably the time that it's going to come back on you and just be really bad. You know, just look really terrible. Here it is on Big Get. Let's look at the weekly. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I mean, just on the weekly here, like a 1, 2. Three, 4. That could be a triangle there, so we can get a 4 there. Then that would be a 5. Short pullback. It's a short pullback. 38.2. All this volume is coming in here. Let me see here. Again, this looks like a triangle, so that would have to be a 4. This looks like a 3. I guess maybe, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so we could be here. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, more volume looks like a 3 though. Oh, wait a minute here though. This is 1, 2, 3 here. Okay. That's where we're getting it. So if we look here, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2. There's your 3. You got your triangle here. C, D, and E. Which is this 4. And it looks like you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to get us 5 of 3, which then gets us 4. A, B, 4, 5 here. Nope, right here. And then the question is, what's going on here? Let's see. Again, that looks like a third wave here. So I wonder if maybe what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just getting an overextended fifth here, maybe. Which would be 5 of 3. We're going to pull back a little bit more here or what? Yeah, so this looks like maybe a leading diagonal here. ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, ABC 5. I think we got a little bit further down on that. Probably, because if I look at this, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. And it's just beyond the 38.2, which is where it usually is. So I could see us pulling back here 50% at least, initially around 0.0062. But I could see a 70.5 all the way down here around 0.0455, which is right around that S1 pivot. But again, this is an overextended wave here. Let's say we get that 70% down there because that'll give us the lower target overall on the top side there. It'd be 3, it'd be 4, and we'd have 5 of 5 of 5 of 3 potentially up here at around 0.0976 or so. But yeah, you see how this volume keeps expanding through here? This all looks like one continual, third wave. All this volume continues to expand. We continue to get larger candle spreads. So yeah, I think that might be something we say. It may be more of a 1-2, 1-2 kind of thing in here. But, that would just end up with even higher targets. So right now we'll go with where we're at. Locally, this appears to be 1 and a 2. So we should be heading up here around 0.0976 based off just this 1, if we get that 2 back to the 70.5. Does that make sense? All right. Listen, I got to get out of here, folks. It is, I'm 20 minutes over. But hey, listen, if you guys want more of this, we do chart requests and everything there in the all access pass there with the group coaching and all that. Just go to groupcoaching1.texaswestcapital.com. The number 1, by the way. Join on in there. $97 a month for right now anyway. But it gets you all the group coaching we do, which teaches you everything we can possibly think about as far as how and why markets move the way they do, trader market psychology. We teach you Elliott Wave, Wyckoff, and price action so that you can use those tools to understand how and why price is moving the way it does and how to forecast. But once you figure it out, once you're in there and you go, oh man, okay, I get it. You can actually apply that knowledge to any other kind of system that you're using out there or any way of looking at the charts. And so it's just absolutely a great way to understand what's potentially going on with the markets. Do proper risk management, we do all that. TWC Traders Club, trade alongside us, our head traders over there, as well as, of course, you get access to Fiboswani's threshold theory, where he teaches you his proprietary mechanical trading system on there as well. So, I mean, there really just is nowhere where you get more comprehensive, real education as far as trading and markets go than what you do with us. So we'd love to see you there. Okay, guys? Man, I hope you guys have a great weekend, really. You trade safe out there. Remember, the only thing you control is how much you lose. That's absolutely it. That's it. And so once you figure that out, hopefully it directs you to then spend more time paying attention to that than anything else along the way, okay? Y'all have been great. Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, check us out on Wednesdays, Beards and Bitcoin, with myself, Andrew, and Tillman, where we discuss Bitcoin and what's going on and where we see things potentially headed overall. We don't usually focus a whole lot on price. It's more about Bitcoin itself and its involvement in the global financial system and investment as an investment and things like that. Talking about our connections that we have in different parts of the industry and our experience over the last, 30 years. So 20 and 30 years. Okay. Anyway, that's it. You guys have a great day. Have an amazing weekend. Trade safe. And if you do decide to join us over there, even just for a month, guys, even if you just joined for a month, it'll put you eons ahead of where you are right now, no matter where you are, but especially if you're a beginner. But if you do join in, man, say hello. Tag me. Do the @ and Christopher, and it'll pop up. Tag me. Say, I did it. I joined. And you're going to get a whole bunch of people saying hi. So, all right. Y'all have been great. Have an amazing weekend. I've said that a few times. And I'll see you guys next week. All right. Take care.